I asked 20 doctors to tell me how much money they make in a year. I'll go first. My official salary on paper for the hospital is $90 an hour, but most family medicine doctors earn roughly $250,000 a year.
What's up, everyone? My name is Jake Goodman, and I'm a psychiatry resident doctor in my third year of residency training. The national average for residents is between $50,000 and $60,000 a year. Fortunately, psychiatrists make much more than that once you finish residency training.
When I was doing full-time clinical practice, my base rate was about $400 an hour. The cool thing is that earning $400 an hour allowed me to do things like see a ton of patients or clients for free. And at one point, half of my practice, I actually wasn't charging a single penny. I could still support my family of 4 without really too much trouble. The other really awesome thing about people in my specialty is that we tend to work pretty light and easy hours. The average mental health professional actually does about 30 to 32 hours of clinical care per week, which means that our job is pretty low stress.
How's it going? I'm Dr. Alok Patel. I'm a pediatric hospitalist, so if a child is hospitalized, count on me to coordinate care. My salary is a bit strange because I work at multiple sites, but my hourly rate ranges between $125 to about $150 per hour, depending on what type of shift I'm taking, nights, weekends, etc. But I have seen job offers that have ranged between $120,000 per year to $180,000 per year, some higher, some lower. Let's just say that no pediatrician of any type went into medicine for the money. We did it for the kids.
My name is Dr. Anthony Youn, and I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon. Well, according to Salary.com, the average plastic surgeon in Michigan makes $239,100 a year. Now, my base salary is close to that without bonuses, but I also make extra money via social media, via doing sponsored posts, and I have an online store where I sell my own Youn Beauty skincare called younbeauty.com. I would never ever complain about the money that I make, and I feel very, very privileged to live a lifestyle that I do.
Hi, my name is Dr. Antonio Webb. I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon here in San Antonio, Texas. So how much do spine surgeons make? It varies by practice type. A private practice spine surgeon in the South can expect to make, once you build a mature practice, which takes anywhere between 3 to 6 years to build, can expect to make 7 figures.
I'm Dr. Dana Brems, and I'm a podiatrist, which is a foot and ankle specialist and surgeon. Well, according to MGMA data, the average salary of a surgical podiatrist is about $300,000. I will say, although salary is very important, it really matters whether the specialty you're doing is something you enjoy and whether it matches the work-life balance that you desire.
Hi, I'm Dr. Benjamin Schmidt, also known as Doc Schmidt, and I'm a GI doctor, which means that I specialize in gastroenterology. If you break it down by the hour, right now as a GI doctor, I make a little over $260 per hour.
I'm Dr. Danielle Jones. Some of you may know me as MDJ, and I am an OBGYN. That means I take care of anything having to do with periods, pregnancy, and the female reproductive tract. How much money you make as an OB/GYN doctor varies widely by where you practice and what kind of practice you're in. I currently work in Aotearoa, New Zealand, which is a public health system, and a full-time ONG specialist who's been out of training for 6 years, like myself, would make around $130,000 US in this system, which is significantly less than one would make at the same level in the US or even in Australia.
My name is Ricky Brown, and I am a board-certified plastic surgeon in Scottsdale, Arizona. How much money do I make? I make enough money to buy 333,333 Happy Meals. You do the math. Oh, good.
Hi, my name is Dr. Winters, aka The Dentist Online, and I'm an orthodontist. I'm gonna be real with you. An orthodontist can make $250,000 starting out as an associate, anywhere up to about $350,000. And then if you own your own office, you can make anywhere from $500,000 up to $3 or $4 million, and even upwards if you own multiple practices. Crazy, I know.
Hello, my name is Ed Hope. I'm a doctor working in the emergency department over in the UK. I'm currently a locum doctor, which means I book shifts as and when I want them, and still quite junior too, and as such my day rate is around £400, that's around $500, although a night shift would be around a third more.
My name is Dr. Sanjay Juneja. I'm a hematologist and medical oncologist, basically specializing in blood disorders as well as cancers and how to treat them. As a medical oncologist, depending on what system you're in, some private practices get paid for literally the things they prescribe and how much they cost, versus other systems where you get paid just for what you see regardless of treatment. I like the latter because it kind of keeps you clean from thinking about cost as it relates to treating patients with cancer, and generally those don't pay as much, likely somewhere between $400,000 to $500,000 depending on where you are in the country.
Hi, I'm Dr. Siobhan Deshauer, also known as Violin MD. I'm an internal medicine and rheumatology specialist. Well, right now I'm doing temporary locum work, so I'm not the best example, but the average Canadian rheumatologist who's working full-time makes about $250,000 US. Then subtract about 30% for overhead costs, and you've got $175,000 to $200,000 US before taxes.
What up? My name is Dr. John Patton, Doc JP3, and I'm a board-certified anesthesiologist and a regional anesthesia and acute pain medicine specialist. Sometimes people hear of the E-road to success or road to success. The E-road to success is thought to be the subspecialties that allow for you to have a better lifestyle. You may be able to take no call or spend more time outside of the hospital with your friends and family. When we are in residency, when you factor in the hours that we work and the amount that we're making, it comes out to be less than minimum wage. So now that I'm done with training, I will say that it's really nice to finally be able to make a good living and be able to start thinking about paying back loans, the bane of my existence. Yes, they're still there. Being able to save for a down payment for a house, which is something that my wife and I have been wanting to do for a while. And now that we have a son, being able to put some money aside and, for his college and whatnot. So that's how I answer that question.
Doctors actually used to recommend these treatments, and I can't believe it. Thank God medicine has come so far, and as always, stay happy and healthy.